afternoon, everyone. Namaste. Finance management is one of the most vital skills we all need in today's world. It is not just about earning money, but about learning to plan, save, and invest wisely. To enlighten us on this important subject, we are truly honored to welcome a distinguished personality, retired Commander Pradeep Mohan Agarwal, along with his team. We welcome you, sir. Commander Agarwal is a Navy veteran with over 23 years of service as a pilot. After his distinguished career in the Navy, he had a brief stint as a professional pilot and later served on the board of an aircraft management company. With such vast experience and expertise, he has now established himself as a respected financial expert, guiding people towards financial discipline and growth. It's indeed privilege to have him here with us. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Commander Pradeep Mohan Agarwal on the stage. Sir, the stage is yours, sir.
Thank you. There were two high-sounding words for me. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, sir.
I would thank the principal, Mrs. Mukti Suhag, for giving us this opportunity to present a few things to you. Well, there are two things which I remember the most in my life. One is a soldier, another is the future. And one protects the future, another helps to build the future. And speaking in front of so many teachers is a difficult thing because you don't know when to make a mistake and they are up to point it out. ये गलती हुई है आपसे. So before I start, let me introduce what my company is about and what it is. So can we have the slide? Right. Okay. So we are. It's Meri Punji is the name of the company, which means my wealth. And a lot of people say that are you going to take away our wealth and treat it as your wealth? And I say that no, it is. We will take care of your wealth as we would have taken care of our money. So that's the chi, or that's what we operate on. It's a 40-year-old company. I have joined about 5-6 years back. We have been managing people's money or funds for generations. It started with the grandfather and now the grandson is our client, something like that. Our vision is very simple. We do not promise very high returns or we do not give. We want knowledgeable investors. Investors, clients who are knowledgeable. They need not invest with us. They need not be with us. But we want people to understand what is all finance is about a little, or I would say money management or investment. Can we have this slide off, please? And we on our part try and have the highest fiduciary responsibility to do it to the utmost care that we can do for anybody. Today, my aim of this presentation is not about which fund to invest, where to invest, but to just give you a wider knowledge about how things work and what is best. Data proves so many things right and so many things wrong, which we in our mindset as investors, as we put our money somewhere, we realize that we may be doing wrong or we may be doing correct. Next slide. So what sets us apart is that we listen, we explain, and we guide. So today it's only listening part. After that, you can ask me question, how we simplify things, and guiding is each individual it's in itself. I always say there is no wrong investment. It is one's requirement which changes the investment's category and priority, the time horizon, how much risk you can take, and other things. So no investment is bad. Tomorrow, if a banker comes and tells you invest in this, he may, in his perception, be saying the right thing, but it may not be right for anybody of you. And that's where the dichotomy of the situation comes in, or a mismatch of situation comes in, where it is. For a single example, if somebody is wanting his return of money or some kind of a thing in 3 years, and somebody tells him to invest in a small cap equity fund, he will be in grief because in 3 years you may not have the same returns as you would expect. Next slide. I want about 20, 30 volunteers. Just please stand here, and you don't have to answer any questions. You don't have to say anything. I will say 10 to them. I'll have some 20 questions with me, which I will say out in your mind what you think is right, whether it yes or no. If it is yes, take a step forward. If it is no, take a step backward. This is just to bring to your knowledge, to make you understand that how good or whenever know the financial knowledge is yours. So understanding financial. You can have everybody, both a mixture of male and female. Please, there will be women. You can do it here, somewhere in the center. Anybody, all of you can be there. Great. Hello. People are scared to do it. You don't have to answer anything. I don't dare to ask We can do it on this also. So that there is more space here. On the stage. Yeah, please switch on the lights. That would be. After you figure to the next stage. Because you have to take backward and forward. Other pass you don't have to keep your hand or do anything. So every question which I ask, if you in your mind think you have done it, if the answer is yes, please move a step forward. And if you have not done it, it's a no, take a step back. Move a little ahead. Yeah. So the first question is, can you ride a bicycle? Whoever says has in his mind yes. Did you learn music in school? Take small steps. Did you take any games lessons in school? So at the moment, every first 3 questions, everybody has got the guide. Were you among the top performers in your school? No, that's okay. That's okay. Not only sometimes. That's okay. So we still have it. Did you learn to iron and polish your in school? Your shoes and college, anything will you learn it in it? Okay. Can you make tea breakfast not only for yourself but for somebody else? Okay, so now I think we are ready. Okay. Can you independently plan your family holiday? Okay, now how many? So let's see how many are below the board. Only 1, 2. All of you? So all this side is here. So you can come there, all of you can come here now. Okay, do you understand what are mutual funds? People who don't know, they should take a step back. Those who say in their mind, they say that they don't understand mutual funds, they should take a step back. Do you follow budget? Take step back, climb back from the stage. Do you make all household bill payments yourself?
Not all.
All. The question is all. So please do that.
Electricity bill also.
Do you know the circle rate of the property in your locality?
Sorry?
Circle rate of property in your locality?
Yes.
So please take a step back. I'm sure this you would know, all of you would say yes. So I'm not going to ask you if they're only the price of gold today. Do you know the exact breakup of your salary? Whether you get house rent, whether you are tax, or you are getting 80,000, 70,000, but do you accept? Have you taken a credit card yourself? Please, those who have not taken, please back. Have you bought a vehicle without consulting anyone? Can you buy an insurance policy unassisted? Unassisted, without anybody's help. You take your decision, I come to you to sell you an insurance policy, and can you buy it unassisted? Then you understand about the insurance. Have you taken a bank loan and planned the repayment yourself? Now you see, initially there were normal questions, everybody came forward, went off the stage. Now as we are getting into the financial part of it, they are moving back. Do you understand investments other than bank FDs? Other than bank FDs? Do you plan and make investments for your spouse and your family? Do you have the complete details of the assets your family owns? Your family means husband, wife, and children. I'm not talking about your parental level. I'm just talking about. Can you file your income tax returns?
Yes.
So that's all. Now you see, you have seen in front of you that the questions were more of life skills. Everybody was moving forward very nicely and they came. When it came to financial skills, it came down that there are not many simple questions nobody had an answer yes to. It's lack of space, so we don't have that much of a difference showing, but if it would have been played out here or something, you would have seen that there would be now only one person is only down the stage, rest all are with somebody else. The purpose is not to belittle anybody or to show anybody that they don't know. It is for everybody to understand that these simple things which we miss out. More common it's been seen in women than in men, and over a period of time it's more of societal pressures or way we are, women are thought to be that they are to be homemakers and men are to be what you call financial managers. But that's not true. Women in their life also face problems, issues, or they are faced with things that they have to be financial. So it is very important to understand finance in its simplest terms. We don't have to be a cost accountant or a chartered accountant. In my team, none of us are from finance. I'm a pilot from India. जिसे कहेंगे कि हरियाणा में कहते हैं कि जाट की तरह बढ़िया जाट. So वो है, and none of them are from the financial background. So we bring down or break down things to as simple a level as possible. Thank you very much, ladies. Please. Next slide, please. ये लाइट सपोर्ट. So first of all, one should understand what is the difference between saving and investing. I hope everybody is clear. Should I repeat something about it? Understand between saving and investing. Saving is only putting your money aside. Your money is not working for you. It is just lying there. Investment is that money works for you. It starts growing. It becomes larger in purpose. Saving is a passive activity, passive, whereas investing is active. You have to do it. It is not just putting money aside. That's it. Saving is safe. You have to do nothing. In investment, you have to take a little risk. I'll get to the risk part of it a little later. And there are nearly no returns or very low returns in savings, but very high returns in investments. Power of compounding is the eighth wonder of the world, as Einstein has said. I'm sure you would all know that as teachers. Next. So I'll go through. There are a whole lot of investment institutions. Bank fixed deposits, you are aware, government-sponsored savings schemes like EPF, senior citizen savings schemes and all, gold, insurance, real estate. This is all everybody knows it because it's there. Mutual fund, direct equity, alternate investments, portfolio management as you go higher. We are going to restrict ourselves to this part of it because this direct equity, alternate investments, portfolio management is not requirement of everybody. It is very specific. So I'm not going to dwell on that at all. Next. I think all of you will be investing in EPF or EPF. Anybody not investing there? आप लोग सब करते हैं? सब लोग अपना 1.5 लाख का पूरा यूज करते हैं उसमें?
Yes, sir.
अब मैं आपको बताता हूँ. अगर लास्ट 15 साल में अगर 1 लाख रुपए हर साल आपने अपने EPF या PPF में डाला था, today it would have been worth only 29,07,000. Same money if it would have been put into mutual funds, and I'm not talking of very risky mutual funds, but direct would have been 45 lakhs, 80. This would have been tax free. This would be taxable, but the tax is only 12.5% and not added to your salary. So बहुत कम 3-4 लाख का tax भी करके you should be about 40 lakh. This is the difference. That doesn't mean that you should stop investing in EPF or EPF. You should continue to invest in EPF because what you call as asset allocation, आप उसमें अपना उसमें थोड़ा सा कम risk करेंगे. And it is important that you continue that. But this slide, why I brought it here to show that this is the kind of difference in 15 years you could have made in this. So putting in bank FDs, this I have taken at a 7.5% return. Earlier, कभी ज़्यादा होता है, कभी कम होता है. EPF में returns कभी 8 भी हो जाता है. But आपने देखा होगा over the years, interest rate कम होते जा रहे हैं, तो ये आगे जाके कम ही होगी. तो इसलिए this is the difference. Next slide. आप लोग सब लोग समझते होंगे कि प्रॉपर्टी इज अ ग्रेट इन्वेस्टमेंट.
Yes, sir.
सब लोग समझते हैं.
Yes, sir.
आई एम गोइंग टू myth that first and bust that myth and I'll show you. Next slide. ये बहुत ही रूडिमेंट्री एग्जांपल है. हमने अपने ऑफिस में और लोगों से पता करके हमने कुछ प्राइसिंग का पता किया कि जब उन्होंने प्रॉपर्टी खरीदी थी पर आज उनकी क्या प्रॉपर्टी है. और अगर वो पैसा उस समय लगाया होता म्यूचुअल फंड्स में तो क्या होता. A property brought in Noida in 1985, 10 lakh, 38 years. It is today selling at 8.7.5 crores. Huge amount. बहुत बढ़िया रिटर्न लगता है सबको. But if same money was put in mutual funds, would have been 14 crores. And these are exact figure. मतलब I may be off by about 10% in it कि कुछ ऊपर नीचे हो जाएगा value का. If one wants details, I can give you the property details also because they are known people to me or somebody from our team. Same is with GK Delhi में 10 lakh 38 years 6.50 वही 4. you can go down everywhere and see that this column is always higher than the other. बट हमें लगता है कि प्रॉपर्टी बहुत सेफ है, बहुत अच्छा है, इसलिए क्योंकि उसके रीजंस मैं नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में बताऊंगा कि व्हाई वी फील प्रॉपर्टी इज सो सेफ. बट दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट थिंग. इन लास्ट 20 years the gold has come up very well, and especially in last 5 years. So even gold is giving you better returns than property. अगर ये लाइट उधर की कोई लाइट बंद करते तो इससे थोड़ा सा और दिख लेगा पीछे और yes. Is it visible? I am showing that I have taken Calcutta, I have taken it. There are only 2 examples in this slide where properties have given very good return or a very good return, and that is when they were bought in places which were developing and they were at zero level. One is Noida. In 1985, Noida was nothing. People who bought property there in 85, 86, 87, they have huge market. Same way in Gurgaon, DLF Gurgaon. Here, 31 years back, Gurgaon wasn't there. It was just coming up. DLF had just started. 5.5 crore. These are the so property gives you great returns when you जिसे कहते हैं कि जंगलों में कहीं खरीदो और होप करो कि वो जगह डेवलप होके बहुत अच्छी है. And they have a great potential. Other nowhere else it has given better returns than where. This property which I am talking 85, 2001 and 2009. This is the same property which was bought in the same places. मतलब ये मैं बहुत अच्छे से जानता हूँ इन लोगों को. तो 85 में पहले खरीदी थी, फिर किसी दोस्त ने वही नोएडा में उसने 2001 में खरीदी और फिर 2009 में फिर किसी और ने खरीदी. 2009 में मैंने ही खरीदी, तो मैं इसलिए I know exactly what the price is. And I brought down to 10 lakhs. The price of property may be different and किसी का कितना होगा वो सब. So this is what it is. So property is perceived to be a very good thing, but it is not so good. For your own stake, please buy one and have it. Don't say मतलब rent पे नहीं रहना चाहिए. जब भी आप right time में अपना घर खरीदिए, एक property सबके पास होनी चाहिए, so that उसके लिए. But property as an investment, one is this. It's not a great return. क्योंकि ये बहुत बड़ा लगता है फिगर. अगर मैं किसी को बोलूँ 10 लाख की प्रॉपर्टी 40 साल में, but it's not. Next slide. So data shows property gives poor returns. But why does property give you? Why does it feel? क्या होता है कि प्रॉपर्टी में आप म्यूचुअल फंड में या बैंक एफडी में या कहीं भी आप पैसा रखते हैं, यू मूव इन एंड आउट योर फंड. जब आपको जरूरत होती है यू टेक आउट योर फंड. जब होता है इन्वेस्टमेंट. प्रॉपर्टी में इट इज लम्प सम इन्वेस्टमेंट. यू कांट सेल इट इन पीस. आपको या तो फुली इन है या फुली, उसका ये नहीं हो सकता कि थोड़ा सा मैंने निकाला. दैट्स व्हाई इट कंपाउंड्स मच मोर. इट लुक्स लाइक इट्स कंपाउंडिंग मोर एंड इट इज ऑलवेज द लास्ट रिकोर्स ऑफ. Nobody sells property कि भाई मैंने इसको अपनी लड़की की शादी के लिए रखा था या उसके लिए रखा था. So that's the thing. That's it. So जब तक लाइट आती है, any questions about property you can ask me if you feel have anybody.
So I have a question, sir.
बोलो.
So, what are the prospects of Sona Road property as compared to the Dwarka Expressway?
That's a wrong question. I am not the one who's qualified to answer. I am not a speculator and I am not into property.
Sorry, sir.
No. You asked the question. I mean, I have no answer to that. Because you see, I myself say that property is not a good investment. If you are buying for a house, it doesn't matter where you are buying. अगर आपको घर खरीदना है तो आप खरीदिए जहां आपको अच्छा लगता है. But as an investment, I've shown you this along. And there are exceptions to a case. I'm not saying that 100% property is bad. You may make good money also in some. अभी आप some people who have invested in property about 2 years back, they have nearly doubled their money. कितने ने किया है क्या किया? But that is speak. और जिन्होंने 10 साल पहले किया था उनका क्या होगा? You can't take that. That is speculative. That is not an investment. That's a speculation. मेरे को पैसा जल्दी दे. एक बात याद रखिएगा सबसे ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है प्रॉपर्टी आप अपनी मर्जी से खरीदिए बाइंग अ प्रॉपर्टी यू कैन टाइम इट सेलिंग अ प्रॉपर्टी इज नॉट यू कैन टाइम इट वो अपना टाइम लेती है अपने समय से जाती है ये लोग कहते हैं कि मैं आज प्रॉपर्टी बेच के पैसे लो इट डज नॉट लिक्विडिटी इज अ प्रॉब्लम you buy property and that's why it said buying property can be scheduled selling it can never be timed yes it can never be timed आपको अगर प्रॉपर्टी बेच के किसी उसके लिए चाहिए तो आपको 6 महीने 1 साल पहले से सोचना पड़ेगा it may be you are able to sell it immediately or it may not even sell for a year there are different nexuses involved I know of a person he was going to Dubai to Noida में था he wanted to sell his property but उनके आसपास के ब्रोकर्स को पता चल गया था कि प्रॉपर्टी उनकी वो है क्या बोलते हैं दुबई जा रहे हैं इसलिए उनको बेचनी जरूरी है they decided the price is high and he sold it at a price what he bought it. So these are I'm just giving one of the examples and it's not that it will happen to everybody but this is next. The second thing is about insurance आप लोग सब लोग करते हो and you must be buying guaranteed income products कि भैया आप 5 साल दीजिए you give it for 5 years and after 5 years you will get for next 10 15 20 years a certain amount of interest it sounds again very good but if you work out on the returns it is nothing more than 5 to 6%. We do sell a lot of insurance and we do sell it depending on the requirement it should be understood कि किसी की requirement क्या है all of you are young you can take risk don't get into things which are not risky I will get to the slides how हमें हमेशा घबराहट होती है म्यूचुअल फंड्स इक्विटी या किसी में लगाने से we always feel कि भाई इसमें रिटर्न्स ऊपर नीचे होते हैं हमारा नेगेटिव हो जाए क्या हो जाए इस डर की वजह से we don't go towards that हम बैंक एफडीज और इसलिए करते हैं या
Sir, I have a question. Sir, I haven't used mutual funds till now, but for the investment, if I use it, so I just want to know, मतलब मुझे सारी डिटेल्स चाहिए ना उसके लिए, so I want to know what are the drawbacks.
Mr. Baram, I'm coming to mutual fund. I'll tell you what are the drawbacks of mutual fund. I'll get to that. The question is good, but it is just I'll get to it. So, they guarantee insurance and investment should not be linked together. There is only one product which I always link into. And why insurance should be only to cover your debt. Your risk is to cover your risk. And when I say risk, it's that your property, your car, everything that is involved. So insurance in itself is a very wide topic to cover. But please remember it is to cover, to make for the need of the family in an event of an unfortunate event. आपकी family can continue to do. Good term insurance plan, what they call it. Remember that term insurance plan, you can get 1 crore, 1.5 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore, depending on the requirement, from 10 to 15,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees. That will take it. Please. Okay, next. ULIP is something which you can look into it, but please remember that all ULIPs do not have this low cost except for that. Whenever you are looking at ULIP, whoever is selling, please ask him what the charges. बाकी सब ULIP बहुत अच्छा है, it's like a mutual fund, it will do everything.
Mic is not on.
But it is
on है मैम
this
हाँ
is
थोड़ी
something
आवाज
which
हमिंग आ रही है इसमें
so I'm not spending too much of time on ULIPs also because again it's very specific and all. But just remember when somebody in the banks will generally come and send you ULIP, ask them किसमें charges. Next. The mutual funds. Mutual funds are the simplest form and at the lowest cost. It needs no brainer. There is a fund manager who has got a research team who does everything for you. Your job or my job is to select a good mutual fund to take you. The better, but all the analysis and everything is being done by the fund manager which is at a fraction of a cost which you would pay if you would invest into some direct equity or something. Well, you do understand what a mutual funds means. I've just jumped to mutual funds thinking that everybody knows what a mutual fund is. Because this is the most popular. आजकल जब से वो शुरू हुआ है, mutual fund सही है, so everybody knows about it a lot. Its accessibility is easy, liquidity is fantastic. आज आप पैसा निकालना चाहें, you can take it out. आज करिए, कल आपके बैंक अकाउंट में पैसा. There are no intermediaries in it. There's nothing that is between the fund house and your bank account or your bank account to your fund house. It's a professional management. I have told you already. Diversification you need. आप अपने आप equities में लगाएंगे या किसी में करेंगे, you will not get diversification. Your diversification can be in any form. There are mutual funds which only invest in equity, mutual funds which invest in equity, debt. There are mutual funds which invest in equity, debt, and gold, silver, commodities. There are mutual funds which invest in REITs, what you call real estate investment trust. This is a new product which has been launched by government, where instead of all of us cannot buy big properties like if somebody wants, but commercial properties, these real estate investment trusts, they manage these properties and they give you better returns. So it's like buying a share in a big property. So diversification is the best part of it. Safety and transparency, everything is on web. There is nothing hidden. अगर मैं कोई आपको कुछ बोले कि ये इतना रिटर्न दे रहा है या ये ऐसे कर रहा है, don't go by it. You ask him मेरे को कहाँ देखना है और आपको सब आपको पता चल जाएगा. So that is not an issue at all. It comes with two cons. One, mutual funds is not exciting at all. वो अपने it is like an elephant on the move. वो धीरे धीरे चलता रहेगा, आपको 10-12% रिटर्न दे रहा रहेगा. That is means you are doubling your money every 5 or 6 years. It will have its ups and downs. It will have its other things, but it will not give you a kick, or it would be like कि आज 100 का है, कल 200 का हो गया या 150 का हो गया. It will not give you that kick. So that kick will not come out of it, but it is a safe and secondly, it tests investors' patience because it's a long-term investment. It will take time to grow. तो अगर आप 2, 3, 4 साल में सोचते हैं कि आपका पैसा वो हो जाएगा, नहीं होगा. Returns takes time to come. Next. So, can you see the numbers here, because it's important to see the numbers here very clearly. Okay, I'll read it out. There are equity funds. First, I'll tell you rolling returns that we have taken a data from 2001 to 25. मतलब अगर किसी भी ने इन्वेस्ट किया होता 2001 से 2025 के बीच में और उसको 1 साल होल्ड किया होता था, your returns would have been 15.68%. But the difference is that the volatility is you could have also got 95% return, means that you could have doubled your money, or you could have got minus 46% returns, that is you could have half your money. And chances of halving your money is as much as 40%. That is not the game. So what I am trying to say is the returns average में यह है, but chances of your doubling your money are also there, halving your money are there. As you keep going down, returns don't change. 15, 16, 15, 14 के करीब है average. If you keep it for 7 years, the maximum return is 19%, about 20%. The minimum is 7.90%, and chances of negative returns are 0. That's why it is important to remain in equity investments or mutual fund investments about 5 to 7 years. उससे पहले जब लोग करते हैं इसमें से जब when people move out of it, they get worried कि मेरा fund is giving me negative returns, I think it is not doing well. It is because your time horizon is not. आप उसको 5 साल leave it there for 5 years, and you will have this. And this is the data collected. It is not my data. It is published in MFI, and that is what it is.
Sir, is it market linked?
This is absolutely market linked. It is market.
Market.
It's not guaranteed. But what you have to see the long-term data. अगर 25 साल में उसने इतना दिया है, तो there has to be चाहे market linked है तो, so देगा ही देगा. It's right. I'll show you next slide how things do. Same as with there is something. If somebody doesn't want to take higher risk, it wants a combination of equity and debt. That's what we call as hybrid. वो भी ऐसे. Next slide. Why start early? That's very important. Next. This is one of my favorite sayings. Nothingness can build something colossal. Simple steps, 1500 steps a day can build up to 500 kilometers in a year. Nobody thinks that way. Nobody thinks that way. 500 steps करूँगा just about 1.5 kilometers, less than 1.5 kilometers. I'm walking 500 kilometers a day. Same way, if you invest 1,000 rupees, only 1,000 rupees per month for next 30 years, that is 3,60,000. It will be 35 lakhs after 30 years. Now, if you can do it, make it a little larger number. अगर आप do it 10,000 rupees, you are looking at a figure of 3.5 crores. And this is at a conservative estimate, at 12%. This is so important to know that. Nobody takes this. Now, a simple question, if you do it, instead of 30 years, you invest for 25 years, what will be the amount? Anybody can guess what will be the amount in 25 years if you did not invest for 30 years, but you invested only for 25 years.
20 lakhs.
That's true. अच्छा आप इसको बोल रहे हैं 35 lakhs का, 20 lakhs. That's right. It's 90. मतलब मैं 1.9 crore कहने वाला था. So 10. That is the difference. The 5 years makes compounding. As the time passes, the compounding increases tremendously. Next. This is a simple example of this. कि भाई आपने starting age 25 में you reach 3.52 crores. If you at 30 you still invest 12,000 rupees a month, you reach 2.27. And if you are at 40 years and you do only for 15 years, you are only at 1 year. You have invested 36 lakhs of total investment, but the time frame is less. So that is what it is. 30 years में it is 3.52 crores, 2.27, 1.4. That is the power of compounding. Next. Early gains is power of compounding, brings financial restraint, ability to take higher risk. When you have a long term, you can take higher risk. You have time to correct. अगर आपसे कहीं गलती हुई है, कहीं कुछ हो रहा है, तो you can correct yourself and mitigate financial risk better. Next. What is the fear of investing in riskier product? Because we always get guided by near-term events that creates fear. हमें सबको याद रहता है कोविड हुआ था, उससे पहले इतने बड़े बड़े इवेंट्स हुए थे. कोविड इज इन रिसेंट मेमोरी, सो वी ऑल रिमेंबर कोविड 4-5. पर उससे पहले 2008 में फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस हुए थे. 2000 में हम जाएंगे तो .com बस्ट हुआ था और सब कुछ हुआ था. So there are huge events. I won't go back. मतलब अगर 82 में जाते हैं तो हर्षद मेहता स्कैम हुआ था सबसे पहला इंडिया में. Some of you may have heard, some of you may have read about it. Harshad, तो वो है. Anything? So you need to have conviction that what you are doing is right, and these are temporary phases. Next. This is I have listed out certain events starting from 1992 to 2022, and the latest was the Ukraine war and followed by the Trump war. Now the Harshad Mehta scam, the market corrected by 43%, and it took 2 years to recover. Same way in 1998 when we did the Pokhran nuclear blast, we had the sanctions coming from US. The market corrected by 31%. It took only 1 year to recover. And it's different things when the .com bubble, Iraq war, financial crisis, US-China trade war, COVID, Russia-Ukraine war, and presently what we are going through. Out of all these events, the maximum time to recover has been 3 years after the .com bubble and the WTC attack, that's the World Trade Center. It was 3 years. But markets over 35 years have given 14.5% compounded returns. That's futures, you will know better how that thing will. 14.5%. Don't get worried by the noises. Don't get worried about the things these events, short-term events. अभी भी आजकल लोगों को लग रहा है कि ट्रम्प इतना सब कर रहे हैं, there's tariffs, there is people who are worried about the children कि वो वहाँ पे 100,000. Things will pass. It will get over with. Things will, as far as investments are concerned. Personally, individually, people may get affected, but overall, the larger picture, they would be this. So 14.5%. So it is time. My purpose of showing all this data is to make you realize that it is worth taking the risk of investing in the future. Do it through whomever you want. I am not concerned about it. But please do that because that is where you will get well. That will get you into better position. And you should start with your children also. I mean, I have under me, that's my personal group, ever since I left, joined this in 2020, I've taken children under my wing. I tried, because we never learned as a children, so we worked hard later on. But I have 18 children, my friends' children, my nephew, nieces and all. It's same, and you would believe it, some of them are high earners also, but all of them are young. 24-25 साल के their pay package is about 60,000 और वो है अभी 28 साल के मेरे पास 4-5 साल के. All of them feel so happy that वो आधे करोड़पति बन रहे हैं. Nothing more. किसी की 10,000 की SIP है, किसी की 20,000 की SIP है, किसी की 30,000 की SIP है. कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि वो लाखों बचा रहे हैं. मतलब no, it is just simple consistency and they are. और आप मुझसे बोलते हैं अंकल या वो सब. They feel so proud. मतलब among them children when they talk, भैया मैं तो I'm nearly आधा करोड़पति तो हूँ मैं. So that is it. That is the power of compounding, and I'm talking about 6 years. Next. This is a very simple thing. All of you do this. You have plans, your marriage, own a house, car, good education for children. In Indian context, these are your life goals, financial goals. मैं बाहर की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ, हमारे सबके यही goals होते हैं. इससे ज़्यादा हम ज़्यादा वो नहीं करते. ये travel मैंने बीच में डाला है, कोई family vacation वगैरह वो latest वो है कि लोग travel करने लगे हैं. देखो ये 4 दिन होता है हमारे own house, children's education, children marriage and retirement. ये 5 के बारे में हम सोचते हैं उसी में, and they can be met easily without any. Next. Plan, start as early as possible. हमेशा अपने expenses over estimate करिए, income lower करिए, returns कम सोचिए, ज़रूरत ज़्यादा हो पैसे की वो सोचिए, and build in security. मतलब थोड़ा पैसा हमेशा ऐसे होना चाहिए, FD वगैरह में रखना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आप drop of a hat if there is an emergency. cover for your job loss, medical emergency, whatever you think is that. There are different formulas to calculate this, that we can do if you need. Next. That's all I have to say on this. My purpose today was to bring to the fact that mutual funds, equity investments are great investments. Take that risk. आप जितना डर के करेंगे कि बैंक बैठिए या ईपीएफ और पीपीएफ में feels good. It's difficult. It's easier said than done, I would say. हम सबको डर लगता है जिससे कि भाई हमारी hard earned we don't have that kind of money that we can blow it up and blow it risk ले सकते हैं. But if you take a calculated risk and you give it time, it will be good. Any questions?
I have a question. Like you rightly said, we will not educate the certain section of us who are, I mean, I'm not talking about the teachers who are teaching economics or commerce or accounts. Financial education is something that does not come, well at hand, but still in especially we are still learning. So I would just ask a suggestion of, because I myself started investing very lately. I think it's just been 2 years. When my husband and I, we just evaluated stuff and we started putting money in pockets. What do you suggest we do? Because we are almost, through halfway through our job life. So what do we suggest we do now? Does increasing the amount help? Because of course, income is always very limited, like you rightly said, and we do have to reduce the kind of, the X and Y and Z's that could occur. So what do you suggest now? What do people like us who have who have just gotten financially educated or are in the mode of it, what do we do? How do we go about it? Because we are not 25 anymore.
No, I understand.
Right. Like you said, like your
I started my in 2008. I started my when I left the Navy, and then I started my Navy में तो सबको PPF में जाता था, डिफेंस DSOP से कहते हैं, सब उसमें DSOP में चला जाता था, बाकी सब यूज पे. There was nothing, very little he did.
How do we go about it now?
See, it just needs a little what you call an Excel calculation. If you your husband decide. First is what is put 15% in each of those. I'm saying first. Then decide on your expenses. Now you have done your expenses. Now whatever is left should also be. But you should also keep in mind. There are requirements how you are going to make. Now somebody whose daughter's marriage is 15 years old. He or she can put a large sum. आप अपने goals के हिसाब से ले आना. But what I say is, take with age. The thumb rule is that it should. Earlier it was 100 minus 8 into equity. Now it has become 110 minus 8. So that is the amount you should. 110. So if you are 40, it should be 70%. Plus, it depends on your requirements also. If you are not dependent on that money, you could put 100%. But minimum you should be doing is 110 minus a 8 as a.
Should investment always be very conservative?
No, that's it.
Should I always have a conservative mindset investment?
No,
Or should it always be hybrid?
Hybrid, that's why I said 100 minus 10 minus 8. That's 70 into equity and aggressive, 40 into
40 into the debt.
debt and other things you should do. That will give you a balance of between equity and debt, high return. Anybody else anything? So I've finished. That's all I have. Sometimes it's better to ask, in the flying we learn one thing, it's better to ask an inane question in the beginning rather than waiting for when the catastrophe falls on us, realizing why did we ask it that. So was half the time we don't ask questions, we do, everybody gets a question and it's including me. But if we are ऐसा लगेगा कि इतना stupid सा question मैं पूछ रहा हूँ. Don't, if you have, do ask, and we can talk one-to-one also. Something which you feel very good. Feel that it's not so knowledgeable question. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Your deep insight into financial planning has truly broadened our perspective. And actually, the way you have shared your practical knowledge, your experience, it made the session interactive. Now, I would like to request our principal ma'am to share her views with us. We know, ma'am, this is your one of the favorite topics. So we would like to have you on the stage, ma'am, please.
Thank you, Commander Praveen Goel sir, for telling our Pradeep Agarwal sir, for making the teachers here and the admin people also understand like why it is important to have a proper timeline to your savings and having a health plan so that you are safe in terms of taking care of yourself. These things are very important and you should be a active party in deciding what has to be done. It's very, very important today. Because what happens sometimes when there's a eventuality that comes up or any kind of a health problem that comes up, it drains all your resources. You enter into the thing and then everything is gone. So you have to have a proper health plan and also taking an insurance over here also, there are term insurance plans and all that are much more better than taking other plans what sir has just suggested to all of you. And side by side, whatever you do, the compounding part of money, I have been emphasizing on this, so the earlier you start, the better it is for you. So even when your children are there, first thing, even they start making small investments, it is going to become a good amount of focus and they can use it properly. So different plans for different people at different stages in life. So doing a proper wealth plan or a management of your savings that you have, that is equally important. You work hard, you have to make your money work harder. Then only having typical other sources of income also makes you fight through all the ups and downs which will be coming. So financially, if you are safe, and financially if you have taken a good decision, that makes your life much comfortable. So with this, what we have seen, experience and sir's guidance, so any questions that you have in relation to your own personal plans, you can always contact sir, he will be guiding, and decide on, but take a decision yourself, that's very important. So having your money and deciding for your money is also very important, what you want to do with it. So thank you sir for being here with your team and guiding us about how to go about it. And sorry for calling out the name wrong. And we have had a good session and now you should do your own research. Nowadays you have so many instruments in the market which have less amount of commissions also which you have to pay. Mutual fund also where it is market based and all that, which is having nifty companies because it's already based on what analysis has been done. You have many more instruments which have come up. You have EFTs today, which were not electronic traded funds. So do some research, find out about it, or ask some financial expert also. He can guide you and take a good mix of everything. And whenever you have to invest money, they say don't invest. You have 1 lakh today, invest the entire 1 lakh. No, you have to time the market also. When you have to put money, all these smaller things are there. So my daughter, she's also studying finance, right? And she's investing. So she was telling me, when you have to invest, let us say 25,000 rupees in a month, it's very important when you have to invest it during the month. So that time is also equally important. Not that 15th of every month I'll put this much money there. So these are things which you should be knowing. That will make a difference of some percentage if you do it that way. So with this, these are things and points which you should be knowing so that you can make some more money to the money that you are having. So with this, thanks everyone for being here and make a good informed choice for yourself. Thank you. Thank you.